Students from St. John's College High School, Magruder, and Benjamin Banneker meet today on It's Academic. I'm Hillary Howard. Welcome to It's Academic, the world's longest-running TV quiz show produced by Altman Productions in association with David M. Rubenstein Productions and WETA.
Support for It's Academic has been provided by the following: George Mason University, all together different.
Call us different.
Different in where we come from,
Where we're going,
and how we think.
but the same in our dreams for tomorrow.
Driven by the pull of possibility.
To inspire,
To think fearlessly. To protect and to heal the planet. We know the world will change.
together.
We will be the ones to change it.
Call Mason different. All
Together different.
We are so very glad that you have joined us for another episode of It's Academic, and we're going to jump in with our fast start as we always do. Teams, questions are worth 10 points up or down. The first team to buzz in gets to answer, and you guys at home probably know what you see on the screens. They do not. Here we go. Words ending with INE. Many words which have the same three-letter ending may have different meanings. Please identify the following, all of which end in the letters I-N-E. A February 14th holiday is named for Magruder. Yeah. This element is the least active. Yes,
Iodine.
Banneker. Iodine is right. This type of falcon is also known as a Magruder?
Peregrine.
Yeah, good. He was the first Roman emperor to convert to Christianity. St. John's.
Constantine.
Correct. This orange citrus fruit is named
Tangerine.
for... Tangerine is right. Magruder, a city in Morocco. This is the addictive stimulant in tobacco.
Nicotine.
Magruder, yes. This author wrote the Goosebumps books. Yes, St. John's. Yes. And the World War II German U-boat was this type of vessel.
Submarine.
Yep, submarine is right. Magruder, nice. Let's recap those scores, huh? St. John's College High School, 120 points. Magruder, 150 points. Benjamin Banneker, 110 points. It's time for the mix and match round, but before we dive into that, we're going to start meeting the teams. We begin with St. John's College High School, the cadets from Washington, D.C. Hey, Nico, tell us about yourself.
I'm Nico. I'm a 15-year-old sophomore at St. John's, and I play rugby.
Rugby, how long have you been doing it?
Just this past year.
Do you get hurt a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, it's good to see you, Nico, in one piece, of course. Hello, Margaret.
I'm Margaret. I'm a 17-year-old senior, and I really like art and art history.
What kind of art do you like?
I really like surrealist art, just paintings in general, a bit of like contemporary photography like Cindy Sherman.
Beautiful. Have you seen the Impressionist exhibit, Paris 1874, at the National Gallery?
I have not.
It's very good. All right, hello, Maddie.
Hello, I'm Maddie. I'm a 15-year-old sophomore at St. John's, and I play softball.
All right, guys, here are some questions worth 20 points, nothing off for a wrong answer. Another umpire. You'll earn points without switching umpires if you find hidden in this phrase the name of what alcoholic drink that was part of the triangle trade?
Rum.
Yes. Herpetology, parapsychology, virology. If you wanted to learn about snakes, you take a course in which of these subjects?
Herpetology.
Correct. Krenitsin, Andreanov. If you Google these names, you'll find they identify subgroups of what islands which stretch westward for over 1,000 miles from Alaska? The answer is the Aleutian Islands. Amelia Earhart, Sonia Sotomayor, Betsy Ross. You can find all three of these American women in history books. Please arrange them in chronological order.
Amelia Earhart, Betsy Ross, Sonia Sotomayor. Amelia Earhart, Betsy Ross, Sonia Sotomayor.
No, Betsy Ross, then Amelia Earhart, then Sonia Sotomayor. This is the place. This confident statement was uttered in 1847 by what Mormon leader whose name was given to a Utah university?
Brigham Young.
Yeah, you've got it. Nice. St. John's, 180 points. From Derwood, Maryland, we bring you the Magruder Colonels. Hello, Kobe.
Hi, my name's Kobe Benton. I'm a 16-year-old junior at Magruder, and I really love to read.
What do you prefer reading? What do you like?
Anything.
Anything. You know you have that total broadcaster voice.
Thank you.
Just saying. Just saying. Hello, Henry.
Hi, my name's Henry Leventhal, and I'm a 17-year-old senior at Magruder High School, and I just wanted to thank my grandmother because without her, I wouldn't be doing this. She really got me involved from a young age in trivia, so I'd like to thank her.
Oh, that's beautiful, and way to go, Grandma. And finally, we get to say hello to Agostia. Hi.
Hello, my name is Agostia Haswell. I'm a 17-year-old senior at Magruder High School, and currently my main activity seems to be slaving through college applications.
How painful has this been?
Quite. I've had the experience of not having any free time for the first time.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, I'm sorry, and it's good, you know? All right, guys, questions. East Timor seems far. You'll find 20 points close at hand if you find here the last name of what American inventor who developed the telegraph?
Morse?
Yeah. Sorrowful, careful, wasteful. If you were prudent, you would be which of these?
Careful?
Yep. Union safeguard, unconditional surrender. These phrases were nicknames for what Civil War general and future president whose first two initials were U.S.?
Grant?
Yes, it was Grant. U.S. Bill of Rights, United Nations Charter, Articles of Confederation. Listed here are 3 historic documents. Please arrange them in chronological order, starting with the earliest.
Articles of Confederation, U.S. Bill of Rights, United Nations Charter.
You are right. I had many youthful illusions. I got rid of them quickly. This was the cynical comment of what man who crowned himself Emperor of France in 1804?
Napoleon.
Napoleon is right. Nice, Magruder, 250 points. And joining us once again, the team from DC's Benjamin Banneker High School. Oliver, hello, good to see you again.
Hey, my name's Oliver. I'm a 17-year-old senior at Banneker, and in my free time, I like to go to the gym and fence.
We talked about the fencing last time. Are you like a big gym rat?
You could say that.
Your team says yes.
Maybe.
Mats, what else should we know about you than what you told us last time?
Oh, something different.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say the same thing. But, you know, I used to run track as well on top of playing soccer. So, yeah.
It keeps you busy.
It does, yes.
All right. Well, good to have you back here. And hello, Eleanor.
Hello.
What should we know about you that's different than last time?
I like to listen to music.
What kind of music?
Pop music. I really like Taylor Swift.
Oh, yeah, Swiftie. Does it feel good, like, to know you're surrounded by billions of people?
Yeah.
All right. Guys, here are your questions. However I escaped. Study this phrase carefully, and you will find hidden in it the name of which of the Great Lakes?
Erie.
Yeah, it's Erie. Peculiar, noisy, surprise. If you received a tumultuous welcome, it could best be described by which of these words?
Noisy.
Noisy is right. Powerful ruler. This is the meaning of the name of what powerful Viking chief who discovered Greenland? He was nicknamed the Red because of the color of his hair.
Eric.
Eric the Red, yeah. Bessemer converter, transistor, telescope. These scientific inventions were created at different times, obviously. Please arrange them in chronological order.
Telescope first. Telescope and probably transistor and converter.
Okay. Telescope, transistor, converter.
Ooh, nope. Telescope, converter, transistor. Close. Reason is the greatest enemy that faith has. This was the belief of what leader of the Reformation who put a lot of reason into his 95 Theses?
Luther.
Martin Luther.
Yeah, nice. Benjamin Banneker High School, 190 points. That does it for Mix and Match. We have Picture Perfect next. Stay where you are.
I'm David Rubenstein. From the Kennedy Center and the National Archives to the Lincoln Memorial and the Washington Monument, I've been pleased to support many important organizations and historic sites linked to American history, art, culture, education, and more. I believe giving back to our country isn't just an idea, it's an action, a patriotic action that involves all of us. And it begins with education and learning about our nation's past so that we, the people, can make a more perfect union for the future. We can do it together. Please read, learn, get involved, and make a difference.
Now, a question for you. What do bananas and human beings have in common? The answer: we share 50% of our DNA with bananas. So now you might want to be careful about what you eat. Could be a distant cousin. Back to the game. Well, hello. It's time for the Picture Perfect round, so I hope you guys love looking at pictures. We have a number of them for you. In this round, questions are worth 20 points up or down. Once again, the first team to buzz in gets to answer. Here we go. This is a straight-on view of Profile Lake. In what New England state where Concord is capital? Yeah, Magruder.
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire is right. Iran in court. Rearrange the letters here to get what two-word phrase meaning the imaginary barrier that Winston Churchill described? Yes, Magruder.
Iron Curtain.
Iron Curtain it is. This mountain range shares what same name as the river that merges with the Monongahela to form the Ohio?
Allegheny.
Allegheny is right, Magruder. Evaluate this expression if C equals 17 and A equals 15. Yep, Magruder.
2.
2 is right. To visit this metropolis, you'd have to travel to what largest Chinese city?
Shanghai.
Shanghai is right, Magruder. A frequency of 30,000 kilohertz is equal to how many megahertz? Yep, Magruder?
30.
30 it is, nice. The Abu Simbel Temple in Egypt is where you can see this statue of what pharaoh with an R? Yes, Magruder?
Ramses. Ramses.
Ramses, it is. This is the flag of what Latin American
Panama.
country? Panama is right, Magruder. Man, that's really good. That's the end of the Picture Perfect round. Let's recap the scores. St. John's College High School, 180 points. Magruder, 410 points. Benjamin Banneker, 190 points. So now that that's out of the way, it's time for the packet round. And before we begin the packet round, we want to meet the folks who prepare you guys for competition. We start with St. John's. Hey, Margaret, who should we know about that's here with you?
So today we have our coach, Mr. Zacher, and our alternate, Cole.
Wonderful. Great to have you guys. Over to Magruder. Henry, who's with you?
So I'd like to thank our sponsor, Mr. Sanders, who's been with us for 4 years. I'd also like to thank our new principal, Mr. Asienzo. And I'd also like to thank our wonderful mascot, Colonel Zadok.
All right, beautiful. And Benjamin Banneker. Mats, tell us who's with you.
So we have with us our wonderful coach and one of our school's top history teachers, Dr. Kerr.
Fabulous. A round of applause for everybody. All right. Now we can actually begin the packet round, huh? St. John's College High School, you get to answer questions first. Magruder, you get to choose which packet they'll answer questions from.
We're going to give them packet 3.
Packet 3. All right. There are a number of questions here. If you get them all right, St. John's, there's a 25-point bonus. Here we go. In addition to its other attractions, Austin, Texas has the largest urban population of what flying mammals often seen in caves?
Bats.
That's it. Since D.H. Lawrence was a poet as well as a novelist, a plaque has been dedicated to his memory in the Poets' Corner of what London Abbey?
Oh, Westminster.
Westminster?
Westminster it is, nice. Among the animals that appear to have names for each other are marmosets, which are a variety of what primate whose varieties include the rhesus?
Monkey. Monkey?
Monkey is right. Here's your science question. Spectrograph, barometer, oscilloscope. Choice. A man who is colorblind may have special problems operating which of these instruments?
Spectrograph?
Yeah, that's it. In the title of one Robert Heinlein novel, a rocket ship is named for what Italian scientist and astronomer who was forced to recant his views by the Inquisition?
Galileo.
Galileo's right. Because so much money was being Bet on the winners. The Japanese government once banned contests involving what kind of three-line poems with 17 syllables?
Haiku.
Correct. Here's your math question. What is the number of degrees in angle X if the adjacent exterior angle is 145 degrees?
35.
Yeah. If you'd been on the winning side of the Alamo, you would have toasted the success of what Mexican general later defeated at San Jacinto? Answer is Santa Anna. You guys were so close. Nice job, 320 points. All right, Magruder, you're up. Benjamin Banneker, which packet, 1 or 2?
We'll give them packet 1.
Packet 1. All right. Guys, a Portuguese word meaning snake gives us what name for a hooded, poisonous snake such as the king variety found in India?
Cobra.
Yeah. At age 7, boys were required to leave home to begin harsh physical training in what ancient militaristic Greek city-state, often at war with Athens?
Sparta.
Sparta is right. In the 18th century, the hats and the caps were rival political factions in what largest Scandinavian kingdom whose capital is Stockholm?
Sweden.
Yeah, here's your science question. Pavlov, Charles Mendeleev. At constant pressure, a given volume of gas will increase if the temperature is increased. Which of these men first stated this principle?
Charles.
Charles is right. Approximately 275 different types of molecules combine to produce the fragrance given off by what kind of flower that named a 15th century war in England?
The rose?
Yeah, the War of the Roses. In his work Parallel Lives, the ancient Greek historian Plutarch scarcely mentions which of Julius Caesar's assassins called the noblest Roman of them all by Shakespeare?
Brutus.
Brutus. Yes, here's your math question. What is the average of these 3 numbers?
20.
20 is right. In 1777, British General Burgoyne surrendered to General Gates in what New York State battle called the turning point of the American Revolution?
The Battle of Saratoga.
You are right, and with that, you've got a 25-point bonus. Nice job, Magruder. Woo. And that leaves packet number 2 for Banneker. A major effort to produce a disease-resistant banana is being conducted near the town of Humpty-Doo in what smallest continent?
Australia.
Australia it is. Undersea explorer Jacques Cousteau noted that there are now few fish over 3 inches long in what large sea separating Europe from Africa?
The Mediterranean.
Yeah. It took the Roman Empire 2 years, from 73 to 71 BC, to put down the slave rebellion led by what gladiator?
Spartacus.
Spartacus is right. Here's your science question. Spores, bulbs, seeds. Mushrooms and other fungi most likely would reproduce by which of these means?
Spores.
Spores is right. An upset food cauldron was the sign of revolt among the Janissaries, the elite troops of what Turkish empire?
Ottomans.
Yeah. Richard Parker is the name of the tiger adrift on a small boat with what young Indian boy in a novel by Jan Martel?
Pi.
Pi is right. Here's your math question. If x equals 12, what's the value of this expression giving your answer as an integer?
122.
132. Close. The year 1814 witnessed the signing of what treaty named for a Belgian city that officially ended the War of 1812? Answer?
Brussels.
Nah, Ghent, the Treaty of Ghent. Nice job, Banneker, 310 points. That does it for the packet round. The grab bag is next.
Hello, I'm David Rubenstein. Did you know that President Ronald Reagan and Queen Elizabeth once went horseback riding together? The Secret Service, also on horseback, followed behind. I'm David Rubenstein, reminding you to read, learn, get involved, and make a difference.
It is time for the grab bag round. Before we begin, let's recap those scores, huh? St. John's College High School, 320 points. Magruder, 595 points. Banneker, 310 points. How are are you guys all feeling going into the grab bag? Good? All right. Well, we know this is going to be a pretty exciting round, so let's do it, huh? In this round, questions are worth 20 points, up or down. Once again, first team to buzz in gets to answer. James Garfield was the first U.S. president who had belonged to what sort of social organization in college, usually identified by fraternity is right, Magruder. $1.87. These are the opening words of what O. Henry story in which Magruder.
Gift to the Magi?
You are right, in which a watch chain and a set of combs are exchanged at Christmas. A murderer who flees from the United States to England can be returned to this country under what specific legal process? You are right, Magruder. Nice. On your monitors. Spices were once so valuable that what Visigoth leader demanded pepper as part of the ransom to lift his siege of Rome in the year 408? Anybody? The answer is Alaric. 2012 marked the 150th anniversary of what bloody Civil War battle fought in Maryland? Antietam is right, Magruder. How many degrees are there in one interior angle of a regular pentagon? Yep, Magruder?
72.
72.
No, 108. Las Vegas has a museum displaying old signs that had been lit by what? Yes,
Neon.
Magruder. Neon is correct on your screens. Fee, fi, fo, fum, fooey. The crew of Apollo 17 gave these names to what 5 animals that traveled with them to the moon? Yes, Magruder. Answer?
Monkeys.
No, mice, similar to the fictional Stuart Little. In Greek mythology, after crossing the river Styx, the dead drank from what other river that made them forget their previous? Yes, Magruder.
Lethe.
You are right. Choice. Saliva is mainly involved in the digestion of carbohydrates, protein, or fats. Yep, Magruder.
Carbohydrates.
Correct. What Shakespeare title character met his doom when Birnam Wood came to...
Macbeth.
Yeah, you are right, Magruder. On your monitors. This is what 1922 Nobel Prize-winning Danish physicist who was honored for his work. Yep, Niels Bohr. Well done, Magruder. The valiant Cochise led the warriors of what fierce Native American tribe whose other leaders included Geronimo? Yep, Magruder.
Apache.
Apache is it. DNA tests have linked whales to what land animal whose name means river horse? Yep, St. John's. Hippopotamus is right. Nice. It was during the administration of Woodrow Wilson that our government established what banking system, whose current chair? The Fed is right. Nicely done, Magruder. If an angle of 144 degrees is trisected, how many degrees are there in each angle formed? Anybody? No. Yes, Magruder.
36.
No, 48, but that didn't hurt you at all, Magruder. That's it for the grab bag round. Stay where you are. We'll make these scores official in just a minute.
I'm David Rubenstein, and I believe giving back is something we all can do. Many students are getting involved in their communities in important ways. I've asked them to share with us how they're making a difference.
Hi, my name is Jonathan Badu, and I am a senior at DeMatha Catholic High School. Ways I help my community are the East of the River Revival, where I help children with their education and faith. One way of doing that is where we hosted a rally where we attended and volunteered. Another way I help is the Service Club, where we are currently raising 13,000 cans for the holidays. The reason why I do these things is because I believe in order for a community to function and thrive, we must be able to help the people inside of it.
Like these students, you too can help improve the lives of so many people by volunteering in your town and community. Please read, learn, get involved, and make a difference.
Time for an audience question. Why did author Aldous Huxley practice nose writing, which is pretending there's a pencil attached to your nose and writing in the air? Huxley believed it was good exercise for his eyes. Huh. Back to the game. The scores are now official. We begin with Benjamin Banneker High School. The Bulldogs, Oliver, Matz, and Eleanor, 310 points. From St. John's College High School in D.C., we've got Nico, Margaret, and Maddie, 340 points. Nice job, guys. Now, just for the record, their scores might have been a little higher had it not been for the Magruder Colonels, Kobe, Henry, and Agostia not taking your finger off the buzzer. 755 points. Amazing, guys. We'll see you at the playoffs. Oh, well, it was so good to have you with us today. Please make sure you join us next week. And guys, I want you to help me out in this. I'm going to say, and remember, and you all scream, it's academic, okay? And remember, it's academic. Bye-bye. See you next time.
Support for It's Academic has been provided by the following: George Mason University. All together different.
Call us different.
Different in where we come from,
Where we're going,
and how we think.
but the same in our dreams for tomorrow.
Driven by the pull of possibility.
To inspire,
To think fearlessly. To protect and to heal the planet. We know the world will change.
together.
We will be the ones to change it.
Call Mason different. All
Together different.